running 32C speed terrains, clinchers. I tried to make a high-speed turn on pavement with like 27 PSI. I almost died. What size tires are you running?
I think just whatever the gravel tires.
Mine are 32s, and it
these
seems
are 38s.
very few people are running 32s.
Did we start?
I guess.
Yeah, when you don't even know when your bike race is starting, that's a great sign. That's a great sign.
Gravel start. I thought it was like a Honda thing.
No, a gravel start without Keegan.
Yeah.
Or Tobin.
You want in here?
I mean,
See, this doesn't happen in World Cup races. Nobody lets you up. All right, we're here at the Thursday night Thrilla in Bend, Oregon. This is the last race of the training series. Maybe it's a real series, I don't know. So this is the start line. I've been 2 weeks off the bike. No cyclocross specific training, just jumping in for fun. And I jumped in with the A group mostly for anonymity. Yeah, I have an ego, let's face it. So it's an uphill start. I'm not that much of a weenie. I can't keep up on flats. I can't keep up on flats either. Got to watch out for this fast turn with loose gravel over pavement and then chicaning over whatever the heck that thing is. And then we're immediately funneled into this dirt climb. And by dirt, if you don't know about Central Oregon, this is like gritty, loose sand. And there's just sagebrush everywhere. Everything is pointy. If you fall down, it will be pointy. You will be cut by lava rock and pointy sagebrush. It is not fun. We're still going uphill. It's still really loose, as you can tell. I'm running file treads, 32C. A lot of people opt for wider tires because it is so loose and so rough. But, you know, I'm a UCI rider. I gotta keep it within the tire gauge. So here the course splits into two little forks. And as you can see, the smart people take the right-hand side. But you know me, I'm always taking the path less traveled. So we hop up here, make this little twist on gravel. And honestly, I think that this would be a faster line if it wasn't for that turn right there. It's a pretty sharp turn that you have to slow down for. You'll slide into that tree, and then it exits on a tight, reduced radius uphill. And see, I lost the place. And that dude can't even turn without his foot being clipped into the pedals. So you know I should not be behind him. I'm just an idiot. So this whole course is really rough because the ground is just so hard. I don't even know what month we're in. I think this is September. This footage is pretty old by this point. We're in September. You can see it's still really dusty. All of those bumps right there, just brake bumps from this course going around that corner for years. So hopping off this curb, across the pavement, through this little lava rock ditch, around here, this is a descent, and you can't see, but these rocks right here provide like a little drop. You can tell whenever I'm out of the saddle because you see only top tube. You can see I'm out of practice. My camera should be angled up quite a bit more, but I suck. This left-hand turn, I would normally want to stay closer to the outside, but we were going so slow. Thanks, dude, who can't keep his foot clipped in when he makes a turn. This is a tricky turn because the inside is so like kind of chewed up from, again, the race being held here so often, but the outside is so loose from all the dirt being pushed up and all of the pine cones. So this is an uphill you want to keep momentum for because it gets pretty steep, and then you have to hop over that lip, and then you're on this pavement. And normally you're like, oh, sick, pavement reprieve. And then you're like, oh, middle-aged men who do nothing except avoid their family to train to thrash on the Thursday night training ride and drop me on a bike path. Okay, not all middle-aged men try to avoid their families, but they do train really hard to drop people on weekday rides. Just rude, honestly. Some of us have other things going on. This section is way too long. I don't have any good commentary for this. You can listen to my heavy breathing though. Just lamenting every choice I've made. Why did I choose this? Then you got this guy up here just trying to one wheel his way home. Like, what are you people doing on this bike path right now? This makes no sense. Gotta stay tuned here because we're making a left-hand turn, dropping through this loose gravel. This is a bit steeper than it looks and also pretty rough. That bush right there, real freaking pointy. Hit it every time. All these bushes, so pointy. Gotta wear gloves just for the bush punching. Again, pretty rough, not much line choice through here. You're just kind of funneled into this one line. Anything else, just way too loose, way too pine coney. Coming into this turn, we're starting to go uphill, and now you see these steps. So I actually tried to ride these in pre-ride, and the first time, low tire pressure clinchers just burped all the air out, and then I figured out how to ride them. Then my next lap in the race, I was in way too hard of a gear. I was able to ride them in my last goes after that. I actually think it was kind of a wash for run v ride for all things effort and speed, because life is hard. Dropping back off the pavement into another descent over that route. Again, you can see I'm out of the saddle because you're only looking at top tube. It's pretty rough. And this one right here, actually, no, this isn't the turn that you need to watch out for. But this right-hand turn I kept missing because the course used to go straight there. But we're going into a kind of fun section here. This turn, there on the left, you saw it got really washed out, really eroded. Same with that left-hand turn. Just erosion, man. This is a course that will chew you up and spit you out if you're not paying attention. And this is all downhill here, weaving through this nice Central Oregon brown pow. Still kind of descending all through this section. And then we enter this part of the course that, honestly, it's like sort of the most innocuous. Like, you're not gonna get hurt unless it's from your own idiocy, which frankly it is pretty rampant out there. But yeah, it's fast, it's flowy, there's not a lot of rocks, there's not a lot of loose stuff. It's just really easy to go. There is one giant rock here as you cross, right before you cross the pavement, but as long as you miss that, everything's gonna be fine. If only this idiot would have aimed her camera up more, but instead you get to look at that sick Major Jake. Oh yeah, so should have stayed further left, because I'm not gonna hop a freaking parking block. I don't even know if those guys hopped it or if they went around it. So crossing over that little gravel section, right-hand turn. Now we're gonna go into the sand pit. This was my second worst time through maybe third worst. I had an okay time or two through here. I also had some bad ones, but at least I passed this dude. He was riding straight up fatties too. Like, geez Louise. Oh, we got the pit here on the left if you want to turtle your bike and, I don't know, use it. Now we enter the section of the course that is a lot flatter, and a lot of flat turns going around these trees. And you know, the thing about trees is they have roots. And we know how I feel about roots on cyclocross bikes. Not my number one favorite thing. But not only do they have roots, they have pine cones, dropping a lot of pine cones. Luckily, by this time of year, one, they're all pushed out of the course, and two, they're pretty crumbly, so they're not as much like ball bearings. But when I was first watching this footage, I was trying to think of what pine cones were called, and I got stuck on acorns. Take down. Got some barriers. They're super high. This was the fastest I went over them. I think I eventually just walked over them. It is way too much. If you listen, it sounds like there's so many people. Way to go, Bend. These guys just hanging out on the side of the course, probably talking about, you know, what their wives are making them for dinner. No big deal, guys. Just trying to ride my bicycle here. Like I said, a lot of flat turns in this section. You know what this section could really go for? Some freaking up-de-doos and downy-doos. I don't know why we haven't tried to put any of those in here. The most exciting thing that goes on in this part is what my buddy calls lemming lines. It's those lines where the course used to go one direction and then they changed it, so now it goes another. So you're still watching the old flow of the course, whether that's from your memory or the lines from, you know, the actual course going that way. That's like a fun non-feature that happens in a lot of two-day UCI races or multi-week-long events in your local training series. Yay! Lemming lines. Again, this section, oh man. So this corner had the weirdest heckler, and he was just like calmly telling people, "You're doing so great. You're doing amazing." It was freaky. So this section, a little bit more elevation than what it looks like on the camera, though it is a sweeping left-hand turn. You want to keep momentum on the down so that you don't need to pedal on the up. More just kind of like boring turns. And this is why Belgium is really the only place that cyclocross should exist. Oh, see, this guy found something interesting on the ground and he decided to go check it out. Ooh, look, a penny. Yeah, go get your penny. I'm gonna pass you. No, more dust. No big deal. No big deal. Just dust and pine needles. That's all we got here. No mud. No up-de-doos. No downy-doos. No ruts. We've got, like, erosion. This thing could be a cool bank, except it's not. Oh well. There are worse problems to have. Again, this turn had a lot of roots. I think a few people flat there. This section's also rooty. As we come by the pit again, so I guess if you flatted there, you could grab your turtle bike. As you can see from the jostling there, there's a lot of roots to contend with right here. Just telling my buddy that I really shouldn't have participated in this bicycle pedaling event. Now we're finishing the lap here. It's a nice wide lane for passing. So that is a courtesy trot. Thank you, gentlemen, for doing the courtesy trot. And yeah, now we're entering the pavement and we're back to the start. So that is the lap of the Thursday night Thrilla. I was #1 fastest woman on my starting position. Yeah, that's the cool thing about training races is nobody cares. Yay! Okay, well, this is probably my only cyclocross race of the year, minus the one that I did the weekend after this, because it's now been like a month and my head still hurts. So, cool. Glad my life is ruined. Don't try to pass people on the inside of turns. Okay, thanks, bye.